My heart overflows with love for you all.
Jesus walked among the people, his heart overflowing with love. He was kind to everyone, always ready with a smile and a gentle touch. People felt happy and safe around him. His words were like soft rain on dry ground, bringing hope and comfort. Wherever he went, crowds followed, eager to listen to his stories and teachings. Jesus spoke about God's love, a love so big it could fill the whole world. He spoke about forgiveness and kindness, about helping those in need and loving one another. His stories were simple but powerful, touching the hearts of everyone who listened. And Jesus, with his kind eyes and loving smile, welcomed everyone, young and old, rich and poor, to come and listen. One beautiful day, with the sun shining brightly, Jesus was teaching in a village. People gathered around him, sitting on the grassy slopes, their faces turned towards him, eager to hear his words. The air buzzed with anticipation as Jesus began to speak. His voice, calm and soothing, carried across the crowd, sharing stories of faith, hope and love. He spoke about God's kingdom, a place of joy and peace where everyone was welcome. Among the crowd were mothers and fathers with their little children. The children, full of energy, played around the edges of the gathering, their laughter mixing with the sound of Jesus' voice. The parents, their hearts filled with love for their children, wished for Jesus to bless their little ones. They had seen his kindness, felt his love, and they yearned for their children to experience the same. One by one, they carefully made their way through the crowd, their precious children in their arms. They approached Jesus with hope and reverence, their faces reflecting the deep love they held for their sons and daughters.
Please bless my child.
The children, their eyes wide with wonder, looked at Jesus with a mixture of curiosity and awe. They reached out their tiny hands, their innocent laughter echoing through the air.
Jesus!
Come to me, little ones. You are all so precious.
And with that, Jesus welcomed the children, his love shining through every smile and gentle touch.
Lord, you are busy teaching. Do not let the children interrupt.
Seeing the parents approaching with their children, the disciples tried to stop them. They thought the children were too young to understand Jesus' teachings and that their presence would be a distraction.
Do not stop them. Let the little children come to me, for the kingdom of heaven belongs to such as these.
But Jesus, with a look of love in his eyes, gently reprimanded his disciples. His words surprised the disciples. They had not understood the importance of the children. But Jesus, in his infinite wisdom, knew the pure and innocent hearts of children held a special place in God's kingdom. With open arms and a loving smile, Jesus welcomed the children. He gently took them into his arms, placing his hands on their heads and blessing them. The children, feeling safe and loved in his presence, laughed and played around him.
God's love is like a father's embrace, warm and comforting.
He looked at them with tenderness and spoke to them in a language they could understand, using simple words and stories to share the love of God. The parents watched in awe and gratitude. They realized that Jesus valued their children, that he saw their worth and innocence. In that moment, they understood the depth of God's love, a love that extended even to the youngest and most vulnerable.
Truly, I tell you, unless you change and become like little children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven.
Jesus then turned to his disciples and said, he explained that children with their trusting hearts and pure faith were an example for everyone. The disciples listened intently, realizing the profound truth in Jesus' words. They saw how children approached life with wonder, trust, and unconditional love. They understood that to enter God's kingdom, they too needed to have the faith and humility of a child. From that day on, the disciples learned to see the world through the eyes of a child, with open hearts filled with wonder and trust. They understood that God's love was available to everyone, regardless of age or status.